with the pretense that there was no cameras. Right. It's like that, right. And I think I hadn't told you that yet. So this is where I've been trying to get us, right? With the pretense that
puppet master.
Yeah, you can puppet mastered. That whatever's going on in the soft porn or hardcore porn scene is really, and you as voyeur are really there, but they don't know you're there, and and they don't know the camera people are there. Like what it must take to do that. You know, those the people that are in the picture with Kanye here, right? If they're actually porn stars, I don't remember, but it was in the Rolling Stone article where they were, you know, fainting couch over the way in which he used porn. They're making it. They wanted him in their shoe ads to sell shoes that people would want to wear to, you know, have sex. And he's saying, I want you to make a shoe that people want to have sex with. And then Rolling Stone, how dare they, pretends to be shocked now because what he's done is said, I'm calling you on the fourth wall. I'm calling you on that fourth wall that you have used to make me perform in the way that you want me to do so that I can be useful to you in this. And then we have to still fill in the blank on that, right? It's like, what are they doing? But the problem for Britney, as I see it, which was what you were reflecting on, is when she's on stage to do her performance, there's like, it's safe because there's that glass wall of your audience and she's performing and she could do all this performance and there's no human being there. That's what Sapino was saying, that the actors and actresses are nothing when they're on stage. They've been emptied of all soul. They've been emptied of their self. Whereas what you see when you see her on her Instagram choosing to show, she's there. You can't not see a person there anymore. You have to see it's Britney. It's a young woman who has been trained to dance naked for millions and millions of people on camera.
Yes. That is her profession. And it upset this person so much that I wouldn't share in the shock of it. But I was wondering why this was shocking to her.
Because I say because she saw Britney for the first time. And whereas you were saying, well, but now she gets to do it, in fact, for her own.
Well, this is just the way that maybe my brain works, but the perception wasn't that I was seeing the collapse of something sacred to me. I had no investment whatsoever in Britney Spears, the corporate entity. None.
But that's it. You had no investment. You had no investment in seeing her distanced and idealized and removed, and yet accessible to your eyes, right? In this, whoever theorizes about the gaze, right? He's not wrong in the sense that we are. I mean, human beings are very, very visual. We've got eyes like falcons, right? Although falcons have better eyes than we do, but prey animals but really us, we're very, very visual. And so simply watching other people, terribly powerful. But having a sense that the person looks back at you or is aware of your looking or has a soul, I think is Milo always go back to that. If we went back to that beautiful shot of him in Hungary, he's wearing the sunglasses, which creates that it's a mask face, it's an all face when he wears the glasses.
Yeah, he's wearing the two-way mirror again.
What then are you seeing? He's pretty conscious of this, if you haven't noticed.
I had a feeling. it would be the two-way mirror. So you're looking at him, but you're looking at yourself looking at him.
Right. He's making you have to acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look at me, but you can see yourself looking at me. So Casey is saying, I think Kiltz's friend was shocked by the intimacy of the Britney photo. The fact that it's just her in her own bedroom. Well, somebody took the photo. Or maybe, I mean, she has herself set up so that she can do dances that show up on her Instagram. And it's not clear to me whether there's anybody else there when she's doing that. But it might make her feel like a peeping Tom. Well, you should, but you should feel like a peeping Tom when she's on stage doing this.
Yes.
So why is it okay, and I'm not arguing with Casey, why is it okay to go see, the dancers do? I was very disturbed by, I think All That Jazz came out when I was in college, and, they did, the whole thing is about death, right? But it's also about Bob Fosse's jazz routines. We do jazz hands. And some of the dances, I mean, one of them in this, like this orgy kind of, they're in leotards and white, and it's very sexual. And of course the dancers do this incredibly vigorous thing, and then they're showing it to the producers, I think, for the show. And when they finish, they're just panting and hopeful that the producers will like the dance. But you've just seen them do this sex scene. And it's you're there in the film theater getting to watch it. Those people are somewhere else. You've never met them. They're away in the filming room, that you have no sense that those are actual people, because they're not by the time you see them. They're reflections on the silver screen. But you are watching human beings simulate sex. Yeah. How different are we from? I mean, I don't see how Rolling Stone could get away with getting shocked that Kanye was using porn in that way. It's literally the driving force of most of these industries.
Yes.
For example, are we shocked by Britney with her heart, her little heart on her butt? Or are we more shocked by teddy bear and bondage gear? And black eyes, it looks like. This teddy bear is pretty ugly to start with. It's the white one with the little lock on its collar and chains and this incredible layout of Balenciaga, we shall say it, although I cropped it so you can't see the girl who was put in the photo shoot with it, with the rivets and black leather, and clearly of the aesthetic of particular sex scene. And the Balenciaga's completely mealy-mouthed non-apology. We never meant it to be this way. Whoever is responsible is going to be brought to account. It's like, you're Miranda Priestley back in her changing room trying on belts very purposely. Don't let us think we don't believe for an instant you did this by accident. Yeah, that's it. That's
not an accident. It's not an accident. Sorry, I feel very Transylvanian when we talk about this topic. Speaking of Budapest.
Oh, go.
Well.
I can go to medieval devotional practices of self-flagellation, but I don't think we really planned that. Although I can riff off of that. Now that I've had enough wine, I can riff off of that one, no problem.
What business does anybody have it putting children in bondage? And that is their business. So fuck Balenciaga's apology. They should be apologizing in cash. That whole company should be liquidated immediately. Liquefied.
But they won't be, because they are the Devil Wears Prada. And what's interesting?
No, they won't be. They won't be, because people are terrified to not be fashionable. Because these priests, they have the hold on the imagination.
This priesthood of the imagination, that's important. We need to develop that. Yeah, go for that.
Sorry, my adrenaline's kicking.
Good.
It really pisses me off.
Well, no, because
Hungarian
think
blood
about it.
as
So
well.
I maybe it's starting to come together, right? You all that stick with us know that we always pull it off in the end. We
Mm.
start with me at Fatima thinking about the devotional practices there and the kneeling and the crawling and stuff like that. And we'll get people on the internet telling us, oh, you Catholics, you're so weird. You have devotion to Mary and this is all, self-torture and such. And we say, the modern fashion industry is putting children in bondage gear to sell shoes. And you can't see the difference. Like literally shoes. So Ye has gotten in sort of trouble. Here he is in Balenciaga boots,
Mm.
which make him look like a child because they're rather oversized.
This is a problem with the artists. People that live in imagination, that refuse to accept that there are lines which should never be crossed, that there are taboos which should never be crossed.
Well, what I see in this picture with Ye now is, like I said, these boots are oversized. They're comically big, which
Mm.
make him look like a young man, a little boy. Which in Balenciaga's BDSM teddies makes you think, and to a certain extent, the feeling one gets watching the fashion industry, it's like I'm actually fine with the color choices and things like that, but of course the fashion industry is doing more than that. It's as you say, it's creating this fantasy that
This is luxury. This isn't Kmart.
mm,
This is projecting an aspirational image to people which want a vertical social ascension into an aristocratic lifestyle. This is where it gets really dangerous. Because if you're promoting this as the elite's aspiration, there's this, I forget what it's called. I read about it years ago. Basically, it was like, it has something to do with the concept of generating the illusion of luxury. They had a bunch of handbags in a store somewhere and a bunch of shoes. And anyway, it was like Payless shoes, or I don't know what you guys probably like have Walmart shoes. It's like $30 shoes, $30 or less shoes, and they had set it up in this environment where it was in a kind of luxury store setup where everything was staged. It looked like it was luxury gear. They had the well-dressed security guard in the suit, because of course all of those stores have to have this well-dressed hot security guard. It's just a thing that they do. And yeah, in Italy they're always really dark men. It's like they've got their Moor at the Moor at the door, we used to call it. And
this may be more chaotic
sorry.
stream than usual, but we're getting to the good stuff.
Well, kind of related to Ye, but they had this test to see if all of these people were like that were going to tell the difference. Of course they couldn't. All they could see was the staging,
Yep.
not the products. The shoe didn't matter. So there are all these women saying, oh, it's it's so beautiful, I would love to have these shoes, and then they're being asked, what would you pay for them? $700 plus, $1,000 plus, $2,000 plus. And all the women were saying, oh yeah, we would buy these, blah blah blah. And then the researcher or the journalist, whoever was running this, I'm sorry I can't forget, but she then tells them, you just tried on a $30 pair of shoes. And they freak out. She's completely demolished their fantasy.